Welcome to Dom's Roundtable, my friends. It is my pleasure to bring you part 2 of the things you missed in Stalker 2. I was so happy that everyone wanted me to continue this series. It's the idea that put me on the map and allowed me to start making gaming guides full time. So whenever I can bring back the things you missed series for a new title, it's always an absolute joy. Anyway, enough swooning over your support. Let's dive into what you're here for and show you the 10 most important missable things in Wild Island. Once you get to Stone Village, I just wanted to quickly explain something to you, but I will come back here later and grab the important loot when I have a particular item. At first, it may seem fairly obvious when you get here. Your scanner is going absolutely crazy, and before long you will find a fly trap. However, it turns out this area is actually riddled with fake fly traps and also fake enemies, and the longer you stay here, the more psychic damage you're going to take. This whole area is one giant psychic trap, and without a lot of psi resistance, you currently can't actually do anything here. So for now, I'm going to move on, and I'm going to head southwest to the first missable thing, and we're going to come back here later as part of the main storyline with a PSI-Block in our inventory, and I will show you exactly what you need to do to complete Stone Village. So as I say, for now, we're going to head southwest towards the first missable thing, and we're going to go and grab a silencer for our assault rifles. Once you make it down here into the corner, I'll just show you the full map so you can see exactly where I am and the route that I have taken. As you can see, up there is Stone Village and the waste processing plant, which we will go to later for a few other missable things. But for now, you're going to come down here on your way towards the main mission. If you have the heavy burden side mission, you may as well do that whilst you're here as well, but that's not the reason we are here. Around here will be a bunch of dead noontide soldiers, so once you've taken out all the monsters in the area, including the bloodsucker, head up the hill here towards the west. And just past this first soldier, next to the corpse of the second one, should be this AKM silencer. Visually it appears to be glitched for me, but as you can see in my inventory, when I find it, here is the silencer, and it's not just for the AKM, it can also be used for the Grom and the Nipro. So this will be incredible later on to silence your Nipro, which, as you know, I feel is one of the most powerful assault rifles in the game, if not probably the most powerful, to be fair. Having that silenced is an absolutely awesome thing to be able to do. For now, I'm going to stick it on my AKM along with the scope, so I have a long-ranged, silenced assault rifle in the early game. This is an absolutely fantastic combination, going to help me out with a lot of battles to come in this very video. For now, carry on heading southeast towards the main mission, and I will meet you there. The next two missable things are side by side. Once you've made it to shelter, feel free to progress the main quest a little bit, and when you're ready, head north just here. It's a massive base, and I'm at the completely wrong side, so excuse me as I run all the way around the base to where we need to go. And when you get here, there will be an absolute ton of barrels and a monster lurking around nearby. So make sure you jump up on the barrels first and grab not one, but 2 RPGs. You are getting these firstly just because RPGs are absolutely sick, but secondly so that the monsters can't use them against you. You're about to encounter 2 monsters, though luckily not at the same time, that will be able to use weapons against you, and they will start firing grenades at you even if them weapons are unloaded. So grab them both, then head towards this room and bait out this guy. This enemy is actually called a Bureau, and it can do 3 different things to you. It can instantly disarm you and just throw your gun on the floor. Pre-patch, it would actually throw your gun through the floor and you would lose it permanently. Thank God I believe they fixed that now. It will also pull up an impenetrable shield every time it is attacked, and it will use and throw objects at you, such as shooting you with guns and throwing barrels at you. It takes a couple of seconds to activate its shield, so you want to make sure you're shooting it with really rapid fire weapons, such as fully automatic shotguns or assault rifles, and get in quick bursts every time they attack. This way you can pummel them down, hopefully in just 2 cycles. Once the Bureau has been dealt with, head inside the building for secret number 3. In here, grab all the loot off the corpse should you wish, but most importantly, loot the stash for the Aramid lining. This will unlock an upgrade for the SEVA-D armor set, a very, very powerful suit of armor, and this upgrade specifically increases the physical resistance by a further 20%. This is an absolutely fantastic blueprint for when you have found one of these armor sets. Now be careful because another bureau will have spawned outside, so be ready for another fight. Just repeat the exact same process as before. You should be able to wipe him out with very little issue. And now we're done here and we can move on to the next secret. This next secret is actually a series of a few missable things all in the same area, and they are part of a main quest and a side quest. So you can beeline straight to the waste processing station straight away and grab the shift change side quest, or you can wait until you are on the corresponding part of the Hot on the Trail main mission. I advise doing that so you can kill two birds with one stone and get both of these missions done at once, only needing to come down here one time. Whatever way you decide to do it, the first secret is almost instant. So as soon as you go down the ladder and round this first corner, you need to go up this ladder to progress to the next area. However, progress through the anomalies and round the corner, and you can grab yourself the high capacity magazine along with some other loot from this backpack just here. Now you'll just go up the ladder and progress through this whole area. There is loads of loot to be had, primarily on the soldiers that you'll be killing, but nothing important, so I'll skip past most of this area. Fun fact though, the first time I came through here, I assumed that when you killed the controller, all of the soldiers under his control would become normal again. So I ended up doing a 1v25 where I avoided the gunshots of every soldier and just killed the controller, thinking I'd saved all of their lives and they would turn back to normal again. However, that isn't the case. They do still carry on killing you. So kill the soldiers as you're progressing through. Don't try and leave them all to the end like I did. It was an absolute nightmare. Anyway, once the controller and all the soldiers are dead, it's time for the next missable item. As you go underneath this wall, I nearly missed it, so I'll turn back here and grab the SEVA-D, with another one being on the table in the room right next to it. This is very important for another missable thing we'll be grabbing shortly. Now, obviously, make sure you come in this room and grab the inductor as part of the main quest, along with some medkits and ammo. And then make sure you come over to this stash and enter 0505 to progress the side quest as well. Grab all the loot in here and you'll find the stash is completely empty and someone called Quiet has already taken it all. This is where the third and final missable thing comes into play. Once you're done looting and you're ready to head up the stairs and back outside again, you'll see the two noontiders that you've been helping have now been ambushed. These people have supposedly been sent to help them, but that's not what they're going to do. So just like we did with Varen in the previous video, get the drop on them and shoot them first. Take out Hog immediately and then you can easily eliminate his men. And then for the last missable thing, before you ask Jumper to tell you about Noontide and then leave him, make sure you talk to him about the stash first and he will compensate you with 5,000 coupons. That's everything we needed to do here, so now we're going to head over to Stone Village and I'll talk you through that. Now we are going to run west back to Stone Village and make sure you have that SEVA-D handy. Without a decent scanner, this area can be an absolute ball ache, so make sure you have at least the bear that you see me using here, which you get from doing the antenna side quest back at the shelter base. Once you've got that, come back here. You don't need to use your SEVA-D instantly. In fact, if you only have the one, I advise waiting for now. And what you need to do now is run around grabbing 15 to 20 fake artifacts. The artifact you see is completely random in your playthrough, according to Extra Life or someone, I don't know, some garbage website they don't know what they're talking about. They have said it's a ciliate. In fact, for me, it was a fly trap, which I much prefer. This is a fucking fantastic artifact. For you, it will be something else, but it will always be the same one. You'll see like 20 copies of the same artifact, and you just have to run around finding and grabbing every single one, and you'll just see it vanishing from your hand time and time again. And eventually, when you get to the last one, it will be the real one. So you'll see at the end of this clip, I actually have the fly trap and I'll equip it and show you what it does because I love it. And this is why we have the SEVA-D, because you are going to be taking damage and you're going to be being attacked by like spectral, whatever they are, and fake ass soldiers. And all these things are going to be attacking you and whittling your health down the whole time you're here. so you can just tank through it by using medkit after medkit after medkit. However, when you think you're around halfway, pop the PSI-Block. That will reset the psychic debuff, and you'll hopefully be able to finish off this little area before you start to take that damage again. And as you see here, I love Fly Trap because it does give you nearly 10% extra carry weight, which is huge in this game. And because I already have 2 other artifacts that negate my radiation poisoning, I can wear that completely for free. In order to start making your way to the next secret, starting from the waste processing station, you're going to head south through this little swampy region and back to the island with the main shelter base on it. Once here, you are just going to keep heading south. If you want, you can stop by this big warehouse, which will have a poltergeist in it and also a stash. It doesn't contain any juicy loot though, so feel free to just run by if you want. And as you get down to where my marker is, make sure you pull out your scanner, because the next thing we'll be doing is grabbing another random artifact. It did give me a minor artifact, but it does have a chance to spawn an uncommon artifact, so it's definitely worth checking in your playthrough if you're in the area, because it might give you something a bit more juicy than what I got. Next up is yet another random artifact spawn. We are making so many coupons in this video. So from the other artifact that you just got, you can head east through this swampy region and into Azimuth Station, head through there to the southeast towards the sand mine, and right at the south of the sand mine, if you pull out your scanner, you'll be able to very easily track down another artifact. Be careful because there is lots of radiation in this area, so even though you probably want to crouch to avoid the glass shards, I would actually advise just running through them and using a bandage, because the radiation fills up quickly, and this is with 2 artifacts on me reducing radiation buildup. So quickly get yourself in this building, grab the artifact, get out, and make sure you deal with your radiation and your bleeding. Also be careful because if you do run away to the northwest to heal up, you may well be ganked by 1 or 2 bloodsuckers as well. So you might also have that to deal with. Pretty dangerous area, but well worth the reward. This next one is even further southeast still. We are pretty much going in a straight line all the way down to another train station. This one is technically right at the start of Zaton, but Wild Island doesn't have many juicy items to grab, whereas Zaton has way too many. So this way I can include 1 extra item from Zaton by putting it in this video instead. So once you get to the station, head into the garage just here in the south, and you will see loads of loot scattered all around. Grenades, ammo, medkits. There's an absolute treasure trove in here, but the most important thing that you want is this SOFMOD assault rifle. This already comes with attachments and bonus statistics, so even completely unupgraded, it isn't too much worse than my AKM-74S, which again is full of attachments and fully upgraded. Exactly as the description says, if you do want a single gun that's going to be great for tackling all the challenges the zone throws your way, fully upgrade this SOFMOD. This could very easily become one of your favorite weapons. This next secret thing is directly north of where we just were at the end of this broken bridge. Even though we want to get right to the end of where the bridge has collapsed, you're going to start out here. There's no way to get up there from that end, so head to the very start of the bridge right here and then make your way down. Be careful because around halfway down there is a ton of dogs that will ambush you, and once you've dealt with all them you can loot the safe key from the corpse here. Now be warned, this safe is awful, it is terrible, but the reason I included this is that body isn't very hidden. If you're like me, you really want to see what's at the end of bridges in games. It's usually something juicy. So now that you have that key in your inventory, because it's classed as a key item and it's got that symbol on it, it will stay in your inventory for the rest of the game. So you have to get to this safe and open the safe in order to be able to remove that key from your inventory. That's right, you can't even stash key items. It will stay in your inventory, annoying you for the whole game. So climb down here. Unfortunately, you have to wade through this boggy water very, very slowly because the game thinks it's a lot higher than it actually is. Eventually, you'll be able to round the corner, shoot these barrels, open the safe, and grab the pathetic loot inside. The only other decent thing is when you do make your way back out again, you will be ambushed by some bandits, so at least you can kill them and grab their loot as well. So you get a little bit more loot than the stash offered you. Still not great, but at least now you know what's here and you know you're not wasting your time and you won't need to come back here again in a subsequent playthrough. And now onto the final secret missable thing for this video. We're going all the way to the top right hand side of the Wild Islands again, just to the east of the waste processing station. After you have passed the Policia Collective farm, go slightly to the southeast and you will see a giant scar in the terrain. As you can see by this guy here, there is something supernatural making people go crazy, and indeed as soon as you run to either the north or south end of the scar and start making your way down, you will start being affected by very strong psionic energy. So again, be ready to start taking damage, have random troopers spawn, have random spirit enemies running at you, the whole shebang. So you want to go in and grab the artifact as quick as you can. Shout out to this guy who just randomly dies. Thanks, psychic energy. What just happened? And once you have it, you just want to get out. There's nothing else to do here. I mean, there's a safe just here that has some somewhat decent loot, I guess. But then just run out because the psychic energy here is very, very powerful and you'll be taking a lot of damage. Again, I believe this artifact is random for everyone. The one I got wasn't fantastic. Let me just get to safety and make sure I'm not being affected by the psychic energies anymore, and then I will check. And as you can see, the chocolate bar gives me a small amount of electrical protection, which is okay, I guess. That's another one for me to sell. We have definitely made a lot of money in this video. As always, my friends, let me know which regions you would like to see next in the comments, and all that's left for me to say is thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.